and today's gonna be a bit of a change of pace. I find myself in the great wide world in a park. I have my mask on in case anyone gets too close, or I have my mask with me in case anyone gets too close, and I've got my nice chai, and I brought 2 books to read today. This is the one I'm hoping to read. It's Are Women on the Ground, which is by Zahra Henkir. It's an anthology, so it's a series of essays, so like the pacing can be weird. So in case I'm sort of not feeling that today, I also brought The Yellow House by Sarah M. Broom, which I've been meaning to read for a while. So join me in this park with the sounds of birds and occasionally cars driving by. Yeah. All right, so I just read an essay called Love and Loss in a Time of Revolution by Nada Bakri, and it really made me think about how even in the face of really intense conflict and chaos, we still look for what makes us human. Like this one, obviously, as the title indicates, is all about like pretty universal experiences like love, grief. Those are things that, like, that's what literature can achieve, like the ability to communicate really complicated, nuanced feelings like love and grief in a way that can at least shed some light on them for people who haven't experienced them before. I mean, the previous essay too just did a really good job of conveying how people still seek to like hold on to anything that makes them feel human. Like there's this one description of like a group of women just dancing in an apartment like as the city around them is like burning and being bombed, and they're just like hanging on to these like seemingly mundane things to try to experience a sense of like normalcy. And I feel like that also can give us an interesting perspective as we're living through this pandemic, like the importance of recognizing what makes us human and like trying to hang on to that. I mean, personally, I like got engaged during the pandemic, so I feel like one of the big lessons I learned was that like, I don't know, people are what make life worth living, and life is short, so we got to try to make the most of our time here and spend that time with people who we care about and who care about us, and like enjoy the mundane things like reading in a park or, you know. Anyway, I did not think this was going to lead me to be this reflective on my own life, because like on the surface, like Arab women reporting on conflict in the Arab world isn't something that's like personally relatable to me, but I feel like that's what effective writing does well. There's like a quote that's basically like, this is going to be a horrible paraphrase, but like good writing like imbues the specificity with a sense of like universality. Oh my god, honestly I think it's a quote from You season 1, but it's got to be something from not just that. But you know, like it takes like a very specific experience, like these women writing about their time reporting in the Arab world, but also like part of their experience is just living human lives, like falling in love, having kids, dancing in an apartment to try to like distract themselves from like the world burning, you know. Anyway, I'm only like 30 pages in, but so far this book has done a really good job. Like the individual essays have done a really good job of that. But yeah. Oh my gosh. This is definitely my favorite one so far. So I just read 2, but the one that I just finished is On a Belated Encounter with Gender by Lina Atala. Y'all, this was so well structured. Atala like writes it as sort of a letter to her father who has passed away. She basically describes what she calls the paradox that he sort of embodies. Like, the quote is, "Instead, I remember 2 specific incidents that demonstrate how our relationship, its presences and absences, its tensions and silences, embodies the word that my co-editor, Naira Entune, says best describes the world, paradoxical." This is on page 46 for reference. I really liked that structure. I feel like a lot of times essays like this can sort of just like be like listing like different events or like listing different conversations, but I love that like the entire essay was framed in this way. She sort of explores her relationship with gender. There's a great quote, yes. So she's basically talking about how she doesn't want to sort of like fall into the Western idea of Arab women as like being oppressed, particularly by Islam. She also doesn't want to like, I think she says like, I don't want to engage in a short-sighted defense of the Arab. This is on page 49. So she concludes, but I had no third story to tell, no nuanced explanation of how we live a life of public engagement through the lens of gender. And then she like spends the rest of the essay sort of exploring that and like talks about like how she's used the lens of feminism to really help. And then she references like Judith Butler. Anyway, this is a super interesting topic. I will link more information about this in the description if you're interested. I have did a lot of work on this in college, so if you want more resources, I will have them for you. Someone just walked by. I get to show off my mask. This is from my aunt. It's actually really cool. So it's got like it's got a bunch of stuff on it for my scarf, but like it's a pretty like innocuous outside, but like the inside has like Eiffel Towers because my aunt knows how much I love France and Paris and stuff. Anyway, sorry about that, but it is time for me to go have lunch with my fiance. So that is probably going to be where this vlog ends today. I read about 60 pages. Yeah, like this is how far I've gotten through. This was really fun. I liked just sort of like coming and chilling at the park. Just more about like a chill video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.